Amen. What it is, this is Deem, and I am your host, and this is By Any Means. There go to Cash App, $ Deem by any means. There go to PayPal at Deem by any means. Y'all see that heart with the $? Well, that's the super chat. You can press that at any time your heart desires. Please say it with me, y'all. I don't care if you leave $1, $10, $1,000. It is much, much, much appreciated, yo. I was right again. I was right again. Just like I predicted. See, y'all, you cannot call it hindsight when somebody says something that somebody's going to do something and they're doing something because of this. And then exactly what happened that person says. You cannot sit up there and say they're just saying it in this hindsight. I can prove that Terence Crawford is the biggest hater in boxing. I can also prove that Crawford is definitely a Gervontadavis and Jaron Booten is hater. And the problem I have with that is it's one thing to be a hater against people who that you have a chance to fight because you could build up the fight whether people like that or don't like that. It doesn't really matter. I could not like what Devin Haney and Bill Haney and them do, but they do what they do and it works for good, bad, or indifferent. Now, could it work against you later? Absolutely, but it works in the meantime, in between time. um Y'all notice Terence Crawford's been very silent on Twitter and everywhere after the Jaron Boots in his fight. Y'all notice that? I did, just in case, and I was waiting to see. I was waiting to see. But I mean, maybe I can sit up here and be dumb with y'all. Maybe I can act stupid, but I refuse to do that, and it hurts me in my real life. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This hurts me in my real life. But guess what? I get to look in the mirror, know I have integrity, know I have take integrity, and know that it's coming from a genuine, honest place. Um, Now I can say that it's a coincidence that when Gervontadavis had a draw with Lamont Roach, he said something on Twitter. He was going on a whole Twitter rant. When Jaronennis had to the public a subpar performance against Karen Kuka Dodgin, um, Terence Crawford was very loud on Twitter. He rushed to the phone, like he rushed to Twitter to speak, give his opinion on that, and be like, Boots, yeah, just the next time and all of this stuff. Right after he had a subpar performance itself against Madrimov, that looks even worse when a Virgil Ortiz does Madrimov the way he did him. Terence Crawford, why you ain't got nothing to say now? Gervontadavis get a fight. Gervontadavis going to rematch Lamont Roach. And you get a chance to really say how you feel. So you want to know why he's quiet when it comes to Gervonta? Because he's just talking. He don't really believe what he's saying, and he don't want to put it on Twitter. And then Tank go out here and beat Lamont clearly, or even worse, knocks the boy out, and then he got egg on his face. Terence Crawford is smart. Me and him are the same zodiac sign. I know. This is why he can't do it on me, because I already know the thought process and logic. It's not no coincidence that after Jaron Ennis had a subpar performance, after Tank Davis had a subpar performance, that you had something to say immediately after. As soon as Jaron Ennis has an amazing performance, Terence Crawford don't got no advice to give. Terence Crawford ain't got nothing to say on Twitter now, do we? Especially when Eddie Hearn says that he would like to make that fight, and then people start making videos again about him and Terence Crawford. You notice that he's been quiet. It ain't like him and Canelo Alvarez have been announced. This is amazing. Right again. That's all I'm going to say. Right again. At the end of the day, y'all, he don't like Jaron Ennis because Jaron Ennis is a threat to him. He don't like nobody even being mentioned with him. I understand it. The problem is with that, Terrence, is you're not giving us better fights than you versus Jaronennis. See, that's the part that Terence Crawford don't understand. You're not presenting better fights than you and Jaronennis. So until you do that, people ain't going to let that go because they all are going to say is that you could be fighting Jaronennis, which is true, Terrence. You haven't fought since August. Was it this August? Like, yeah, you haven't fought since August or whenever that was. It's been a minute. We ain't hearing no plans of you fighting again. So, I mean, acquiring minds would like to know, what are you doing, sir? If you're about to retire, don't you? I keep telling y'all, if you're about to retire, y'all, you need to be more active, not less active. You don't need to keep taking long layoffs and you in your mid to late 30s. That's working against you. That's counterproductive. That's not smart. Did you see Canelo Alvarez doing that? Canelo Alvarez is very active, just as active as he's always been. You got to keep the wheels going as you get all that training. Training is not fighting. Training is not a training camp getting ready for a fight. Those are two different completely things. And every boxer will tell you that exactly. It's a difference from what Jaronennis is going to go do next week when he in there just hitting the pads and working on little fundamentals than a training camp getting ready for a Stanionis. It is different. So I just want to know, you don't have nothing else better on the table. I mean, they saying you and Canelo, okay, but we got to still wait for that. You could have had a fight in meantime, in between time. How we know that that's true? Because Canelo Alvarez is doing it. Canelo Alvarez fought more recently than Terence Crawford and is going to fight again before Terence Crawford. I don't and got more fights than Terence Crawford. I don't want to and has a better resume than Terence Crawford. That's for tougher competition than Terence Crawford. I don't want to hear what none of his Terence, these bud buddies, is going to sit up here and excuse they're going to give me. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. That's just me. I'm just going to be honest with y'all. So, like I said, it's just I could sit up here and be dumb and act like what it is ain't what it is. But at the same time, if you're going to be loud when people doing bad, if you're going to be loud and got something to say when they got a subpar performance, but you in hiding when they go out there and have a dominant performance, I mean, what else could I call you? What would you call somebody that does stuff like that? I'm asking you, what would you call somebody? You can't say Jaronennis is hating on him because Jaronennis was at his fight. I'm just saying, Jaronennis was at his fight. That's all. I mean, listen here, man. And then my other biggest problem is you're hating on guys that you don't even have intentions on ever fighting. Like you're not fighting Gervontadavis. You're not fighting Jaronennis. Why is you speaking on them? What do you care? You're not rematching Earl Spence. Why are you speaking on Earl Spence still 2 years later? Like, yo, I want y'all to think of how insane that is. This like Tank still speaking on Pitbull Cruz. Like for what? Like he the only fighter in boxing that get a pass to keep talking about somebody he fought 2 years ago. Like, bro, what are you doing now? You're not even talking to. Have you spoke on Virgil Ortiz and Madrimov? Because you won in the scorecards. What? 16, 12. Like what? Yeah, you didn't win by a whole lot of rounds, Terrence. It's not like it wasn't a close fight, Terrence. So at the end of the day, man, I just wanted to prove to y'all and all of the bud buddies that Terence Crawford is absolutely a hater of Jaronennis and Gervontadavis. When Gervontadavis knocked out Frank Martin, he downplaying the fight and he ain't had nothing to say good then. And then y'all wonder why Gervonta go at him all of the time. And then you talk about paydays and you being the face of boxing. Now, how can you be you can't, I'm going to tell y'all one thing, y'all. You cannot be the face of boxing and you fight once a year. You cannot be the money man in boxing and you fight once a year, my guy. I am sorry to tell you that, Terence Crawford. You are the least active known name fighter out there. Out of all of the guys that's on the pound for pound list, you are probably the most inactive of all of them. Straight up and down. You got Inoue, you got Usyk, you got Canelo up there, you got Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson, um, 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 whoever. I know they fight more than you do. I'm just saying, my guy. Canelo got more fights than you, fought more recently than you, and is going to fight before you. like, don't tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. So y'all think it's cool for Bud to stay out for a year and a half, but Errol Spence shouldn't stay out for a year? Like, no, if it's bad for Earl and Terence ain't special, yeah, he is one of the most dedicated boxers in boxing from his lifestyle. But it doesn't change. Inactivity doesn't change inactivity. Not getting prepared for camps doesn't change not getting prepared for camps. Getting older doesn't change because you are still good because you older. LeBron James is still doing his thing. He is 40 years old, Joe. I dare you to tell me he is LeBron James from the Miami Heat, though. I dare you to tell me he is the same LeBron James from when they played when Cleveland lost to Golden State the first time. I dare you to tell me he that same person. The stats could even look the same, but I dare you tell me that is the same. Miss me with that, bro. So at the end of the day, man, Terence Crawford, you could do whatever you want to do, but at the end of the day, bro, like clock is ticking. No matter what you say or feel or got, or if you're Bud fans, they're going to dwindle away the day you retire and you ain't fighting no more. They're going to dwindle away because you don't have a good presence in social media. Like you're not like Floyd Mayweather and like Oscar Clapback Thursdays, like or Sean Porter doing a podcast. Like you're not. I can't see Bud doing a podcast when he retires. You're probably not going to hear from Bud Crawford like that. I don't see Bud becoming an announcer for Top Rank or something like so. Bro, the clock is ticking, my guy. So you can do all this hating on Gervonta Davis and jaronennis. They still got a decade or better in the sport. So whatever you say, for their names to be where they at right now and them accomplishing what they accomplishing right now, put it like this, bud. At 26 years old, both of them was in better positions than you are in. I hate to break it to you, brother. At 24, 25, 26 years old, they was both in better positions than you. Around those times, you was mad at Top Rank. Do I got to give y'all history? Even further than that. Actually, you was older than that when you was madder at Top Rank. You wasn't even getting talked about like that from 30 on down, for real, for real. I dare y'all to tell me Terence Crawford, when he was 28 years old, he was getting talked about the way jaronennis, Gervonta Davis, Shakur Stevenson. No, he wasn't. I lived it. No, he wasn't. That is 10 years ago. What is that, 2015? Terence Crawford wasn't getting talked about the same way he is today in 2015, family? You mean when Floyd Mayweather's and them was still fighting? No, he wasn't. He was right where jaronennis and them was at. Like, where it's like, oh, that's the guy that's up and coming that we would like to see. He wasn't he wasn't more talked about than Cal Brook. So you could sit up there and continue to go on your tirades and wait for any slippage of anything that they do, my guy. But at the end of the day, the clock is still ticking on you. And last time you fought was in August, buddy. It's April now. And you don't have a fight announcement. So I don't think the next month is May. So if we don't hear nothing by next month, I'm not sure if you and Canelo going to fight. And even if you do, you've still been out the ring again for another year. Because y'all probably won't fight until September. You already know what this is, though, right? Dame by any means. And I holla at y'all.